All aboard! It's time to go off the rails with Mr. B. He's currently in his private office getting ready for the show, and I think he's about ready. So, please welcome your host, Mr. B. Well, I hope that went through like it was supposed to, and I hope it was. Anyway. We got a little late start. We had a little trouble outside. We got it taken care of. Hey, for all of you that are, I'd say new, but I guess everybody's new. So I'm going to get this adjusted here a little bit. I am Christian Blakely, a.k.a. Mr. B. This is Off the Rails with Mr. B. I do have a special guest tonight. He's finally back in the camera range there. So I'll get to him shortly. Let me see who we got here today. We got Diana. Hello, and Christine and Melanie, Kelly. There's Bonnie. I'm glad you woke up from your nap. Sorry, I just got up here myself. Lisa, hello. Suzanne, hello with the trains, absolutely. Technical, yeah, we had some difficulties. There's one of my Blakely's Barneys there, Gail. Sandy, Viking Steve checking in. Brenda, hello. Trisha Lynn, hi. Let's see, who else we got? All right, I think I got caught up real quick there. And there's Miss Anna Blakely. She's checking in with me. You know, she's got to be snooping, make sure I don't say anything I'm not supposed to say. What fun would that be? All right, so I got Snow. Hello, Snow. There's Beth. Oh, thanks. You're not looking too bad yourself down there. All right. Well, as I said, I have a guest tonight, and that's kind of what the goal is just to have a guest each time and just to bring people that we know along with people that we don't know and just kind of show people that we're all just people. And yeah, Eva, I think it is the police. I forgot I was going to shut that off here. 6 clicks. Wrong click. Anyway, just to let everybody know that we're just all together in this. Yesterday, kind of helped bring it back to everybody, you know, remembering September 11th. And I always say that we should live like September 12th because that was the day we were all getting along and having fun and not fun, but you know, being Americans, having and being kind to each other, and we've separated from that. We need to get back there. So, I want to bring on a guy that I've known for 21 years. Met him working at Sears, and we were going to school together, but we weren't. We didn't really know each other from that part. But worked at Sears, and then he joined the fraternity I was in. And I had to give him a bunch of grief for that. So, but we've been pretty tight ever since. And he's a pretty good guy. He is currently serving in the United States Air Force, works at the Pentagon. I'll let him tell you about that. He's been in the Honor Guard drill team with the Air Force, which if you don't know what that is, it's those guys walking around with the rifles and spinning them and throwing them, and they don't take their bayonets off. They do the real thing. He's just an all-around pretty good guy. So, without any further ado, oh yeah. And he was kind of the inspiration for this guy. A little bit, not the looks at all. The model definitely did a much better job. But the kind of the personality and some of the dance moves. So anyway, without any further ado, Mr. Jason Lukenbach. I wish I should have some.
I know. Where's the clap?
I know. Sorry about that.
Hey, everybody.
Well, there's Jason. Comments are open, so let's see. But yeah, so as we were talking about, I like that jersey, by the way.
Thank you.
As we were talking, we met in college. Well, Sears, really. You had been active duty before that. I'm looking over here at you now instead of looking at me. You'd been active duty before that, and came back home to do air guard, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then went to Missouri Western with us. Yeah.
Yeah, they recruited me for the fraternity to play sports initially. I think that's how it started.
True story.
I was playing basketball with some of the guys. There was like what 3 or 4 guys that worked at
Intramural dancing is what we needed him for.
Yeah. Don't bring no videos of that up.
Oh, we have videos. We do have videos. I think everybody's seen a couple of them before, but here's some moves. You're muted during that, by the way, too. So I can see you were there talking. But...
Yeah, that was a silly video. That wasn't serious dance moves.
Oh yeah. I'll get some of those sometime too. But and then let's see what. So you we got out of college and you stayed with the guard and then decided to go back full time with guard.
Yeah. After active duty, like I said, you went to Missouri Western and joined the guard, so I didn't have a break in service there, and had a few different jobs in the guard. Started out air transportation, loading aircraft with forklifts and stuff. Did that for a few years, and then after September 11th came around, I went back to security forces, which was my initial job from active, even though I never really did it because I went straight to the honor guard after training. So I went to security forces in 2002, and then did a little full-time duty after September 11th for a couple years. Deployed with them a couple times, and then I was a guard bum for many years. Went back out 2012 for a couple years, and then I've been back full time since February, March of 17 now. Um, I left Missouri in December of 22 to come out here in DC. So been out here working for the National Guard Bureau for the chief here. So it's been good. DC's great. Uh, for me, I had 2 children. They're both out of high school, so it was a little easier decision to come out here since they were kind of setting their own path of life, going to college and working full time. So uh, I'm married, and so the wife was permanent remote, so she could pretty much go anywhere. So she was like, "Let's go." So we came out here in about a year and 8 months now, and it's been good. There's a lot to do around here, and Mr. B's been out here a few times to see me, and I think he might be coming out here again here later this month. So we'll see.
Yeah, Sam and I are going to fly out there with the 24th. So I got a hold of these guys a couple weeks ago, and I said, you know what? We talked about it before. We talked about it in college stuff about how we'd always like to go see these different parks and whatnot. And we haven't done it. And we're not getting younger, So I said, let's make a plan next year. We're going to go somewhere, watch a Royals game away so we can see a different stadium. And Jason immediately writes back, Royals will be here in 2 weeks. And I'm like,
it was like a month. It was almost a month.
I was like, oh shit. And then I was kind of like, Sam's going to say, no way, can't do it. I'm good. Sam immediately writes back, I'm in.
Okay, let me preface this that last summer when I was going on a trip to France, right? So I was leaving. Memorial Day was Monday, so Tuesday. So I don't know, Thursday, Friday, I was telling Mr. B about hey, I'm going out of town, and something came up about something I missed back home, and I was talking about these peanut butter bites, and I was like, man, I miss those things. And he's like, well, let me get some. I'll try to get it to you. And I said, well, Monday's a holiday. You're not gonna get it here in time, and so he went around. I think he had trouble finding a couple locations, but found it. But then he found out he couldn't ship it here. So what did Mr. B do? He decided to fly out with Miss Anna, and they flew out here Saturday evening, and knocked on my door at 10:30 at night to deliver me peanut butter bites. So we got a lot of that on video on his phone and stuff too. So it was quite shocking to see someone on my door cam at 10:30 at night, and he was leaving the next day to go back home. So I think 3-4 weeks for a ball game is nothing compared to what you did with the peanut butter bite.
So if you haven't heard that story, I did make a video about it, but a little montage of our travel. But we were headed home from heading home from my nephew's graduation in Columbia, Missouri. And Jason and I were talking. He's like, "Yeah, you can't do that." And I'm like, "Dude," he's like, "Nah, tier one. That's like tier one plus. You can't. There's just no way." And so we stopped at every overnight delivery, and they're all like, "Nope." So then we were talking, and I said, "Well, we could just fly out there." And
Well, you said hold my beer.
yeah, I did say hold my beer when he said you can't get that done. I'm like, just hold my beer.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, hold my beer.
Hold
That
my
was
beer.
challenge
And I started
accepted.
talking to Anna, and I'm like, "What do you think?" She's like, "Oh, we got to do it. We got to do it. You just got to do it. It's epic." So yeah, it was a good deal. But then somebody didn't answer the door when we
Yeah,
got
it did. It did. He films the whole thing, right? Like from the store to driving to the airport with the peanut butter bites on his suitcase on the airplane. So he's got a documentary on this whole thing. So
Yeah,
it was
the
very
journey of the peanut butter
very
bites.
well
Yeah.
done. Yeah, actually, I still got one in the closet, saran wrapped. So
Oh yeah, that's
souvenir.
good.
So
Good.
I won't eat those now. But thank you.
Hey, Jason, Melanie wants to know: do you enjoy the Pentagon?
Oh, yeah. It's funny because everybody's like, "Oh man, it's so hard to get in and get out and getting in." And it's actually not too bad. When we came out here, the team that I work with, they're like, "Hey, come out." I don't know. It was probably about 3 or 4 weeks before I moved out here. They said, "Come out here for a week. We'll pay for you to come out for a week. Meet everybody, find a place." I was like, "Oh, okay. You pay me to come out." So we looked at places. Now that was the challenging part, finding a place to live, and but we finally did. And the biggest thing for me, since I was going there every day, was I wanted the easy access because there's like two ways to do it. You live close to the Pentagon, you get a smaller place, but it's easy. You can ride the metro rail in, or you live farther away and you commute in with a little bit of traffic, but you get a bigger place,
A little
cheaper
bit,
price. So yeah,
a little bit of traffic.
but yeah, well, there's expressways, which I won't get into all the details, but yeah, it's still I chose the closer place, and it takes me about 15-minute rail ride to get into work every day. No traffic on the rail, so
But
I'm
the
pretty
rail goes
good.
right into the Pentagon, right?
Well, it's not in the Pentagon, but
Well, but I mean, it goes right to like there's a
it
Pentagon
goes right
style.
next door,
You just walk
underground,
out. Yeah,
and there's stairs that go right up. Yeah, it's
yeah.
close. You're right.
It's pretty impressive. You can take the rail right from the airport to just a couple
Yeah.
miles from his house, and then you can
My
stop the car there and go. Or
my boss, she lives. So my boss retired and she came back. She's a civilian, but she lives in South Carolina. When she retired, she's like, "Hey, I'll come back to work, but I'm living in South Carolina." Or like, done. So she literally came in. Her computer didn't work or something was wrong with it. She flew in the morning, took the metro from the airport, went to the IT guys for a couple hours, and flew back home. She was home by 3 o'clock in
yeah,
South Carolina. So yeah, it's really easy to get in and out if you use it. Driving's not fun. So I fill my tank up like every 2 months, maybe at most. So it's been
yeah.
pretty good.
It was so when
So yeah,
Anna and
no
I,
complaints about the Pentagon. Security's get pretty tight. Christian can attest to that. He's been through that, and it's just kind of like a TSA. But the employees though have it a little bit easier. We just scan our ID to get in, but as a visitor, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But for those that yeah, so when you get in the visitor center there's a little podium that you can take photos. That's about the only place you can take photos. But they got a little podium there, so that's funny. He's got that, and here's my pillow. It's backwards. It is backwards, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's backwards. You can fix that. Am I
Uh,
backwards? I think I changed my mirror. Oh, I need to have the camera. Whoop. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. My goodness.
no, that's full screen. No, I don't want to do that. That might confuse me. But yeah. So that's the Pentagon life. It's like I said. I thought I was a little worried. A lot of people back home in Missouri, they're used to their Midwest
Uh-oh.
life, and it was a change for me. But I'm glad I did it. I got a promotion out of it, and it opens a lot of opportunities. My wife's actually looking at she has some jobs now too in the government world.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty good. No complaint.
I was just looking at the TSA on steroids.
Oh, Bonnie's got popcorn, so
Can you see the comments?
Yeah, on the right side. Yeah, I
Oh,
see.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, if you see something that I'm not seeing, please, because I don't have my Anna
I'll
to
just
tell me to keep
scroll up and
going
down
or
here.
look up and down or whatever. So I don't want to overlook somebody. Um, yeah. Okay. I think I'm. Oh, Kelly's here
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Canada. She's probably making bread. Oh, as I speak here, we had spice loaf.
Hey.
Hey, don't you know? Uh,
So
so
yeah,
you,
so I think you said 24 years. You may want to go a little further back than that, man.
I said 24.
24.
I was 24.
Oh, okay. I thought you
But
said 24. I was like, no, man, it was
like how much
27.
you weigh? 200 pounds. I'm about
Yeah,
200.
27, 1997
Yeah,
as well as when I started at Sears.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
that I was at Sears then. So yeah, I think that's when I started was spring of '97. I don't remember. That's
Yeah,
probably
I worked at Sears in 97 and then I rushed in the year later, 98. I had to get to know everybody, I had to fill you guys out, first year. See, I had a lot of people
I think it was
recruit
the
me.
other way around. I'm pretty confident that we overlooked everything else because we saw you play
Yeah,
basketball. Oh yeah, Suzanne wanted to know if they had a service at the Pentagon yesterday.
they did. They did. They did. They actually read everybody's names that passed away that day. So it took a little while, but Mr. B can attest. He's seen the 9/11 memorial at the Pentagon. They used the parts from the plane that crashed into the Pentagon to make the memorial. So the walls, like all this steel inside it around the wall, that's actually from the aircraft that crashed in there. And they got these little name things on the Pentagon memorial outside the Pentagon. So everybody that's facing towards the Pentagon is people that were on the plane that passed away that day, and then everybody facing away from the Pentagon are the ones that passed away in the Pentagon. So, but yeah, they definitely did a ceremony there for that.
I have a one of the veterans I used to take care of. His son was killed in the Pentagon, and his name's on the wall there at the memorial. And when we were out there last summer, uh, they have paper that you can take a pencil in the paper and you can get the name. And so I got that, and I moved a bunch of stuff around tonight or today trying to
Yeah,
get to my
you
backpack. I don't know
catch
where I
it,
put it.
you just
Yeah.
pretty
So
cool.
I've got that, and uh,
If
I
anybody's been to
offered
the
it.
Vietnam Memorial Wall,
Yeah,
kind of the same concept. You can
I
etch the
offered it
name.
to my veteran though, and he told me to keep it. He said I've got one. He said I'd like for you to hang on to it. I said all right. So
That's cool.
yeah. So you talked about Elizabeth a little bit. Oh, speaking of
Yeah.
Elizabeth, do you guys have an anniversary coming up? Huh?
Yes.
What are you getting
Yes.
there?
Well, actually, the official anniversary has passed in
Yeah.
August.
What'd you get her?
What did I get her?
Yeah, well, I just have some really great ideas for you.
Um, oh, well, we already got some gifts from you for that. Is there something?
No, I was
You already
just
said.
saying, I thought this was a great segue to talk about our sponsor of the show, Anna Blakely, author. She is
Oh,
the author and writer of such great works as Flirting with Danger,
yeah.
available at annablakely.com and on Amazon. She also has merchandise such as these wonderful new shirts. And again, you can see annablakely.com. Thanks for the sponsorship, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
How about that?
Yes, we have a couple. We have a couple of our books. So
Uh, yeah. Sponsor, she says. Let me get there. There she is.
I'm trying to see if the newest are on top or on bottom here. Oh, they're on top. Okay, here we go.
Mine goes the other.
Is it a paid sponsorship?
Look at Sam.
Sam. Have I met Sam?
Oh, I don't know. He's the redhead
He
guy
worked
on
at
here once in a while.
Sears?
He's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Talks a lot.
Yeah.
I
Not
got
very good at fantasy football. Not very good at fantasy football, I heard. That's all I heard.
Oh, I don't know. I think he beat, or no, he didn't beat you because you
No,
cheated.
he lost. Yeah.
You cheated. You started. You had a player that wasn't supposed to be in, and
And I did what I was supposed to do. I subbed him out.
working on insider trading is what you were doing.
So yeah, we're in a fantasy league together. If everybody was wondering there, that Mr. B and
Sorry if
casual acquaintance
I'm
named
getting
Sam.
everybody's name in the wheel of wonder. Sorry. I forgot. Well, I didn't. I knew.
You see, Christine went to school with a guy that worked in the Pentagon in 2001. He was actually sick that day, she said.
Ugh,
Oh, okay. Well,
I can't. I just. Ugh.
my grandparents used to set up stones and own a funeral home. So we used to go out to the stone room. Oh, okay.
I apologize, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm getting your names on the wheel of wonder.
I'm just reading the
No, you're
comments
doing
because
great. You're doing great filling in.
See, Melanie said I was at a landfill. They took all the debris from the
I'm
towers,
putting
and I
everybody's
saw the
name
park.
in the
Oh
wheel of
wow!
wonder because we will be giving away 2 copies of this wonderful.
See, Melanie was at a landfill and saw debris from the towers. Parts of the plane up close. Happy anniversary from Kelly. Thank you.
Do I have to put Abby and Anna in this?
Just don't put Sam in there. That's all I care about.
Are you afraid he's going to beat you in that too? He did have a good start.
I know he got a little cocky going into that Monday night game and came back and bit him. It's funny because Mr. B was like, "Hey, you got a 98% chance to lose." I'm like, "Rookie fantasy. This is his first year playing, so I had to educate him real quick." And
And that guy,
I won by a big landslide.
I told you that guy was either going to fumble or score multiple.
It didn't matter. He had so many yards. It didn't matter. Oh, look at that. We got a fellow Sears employee here. Sandy Kelly worked at Sears in 1995.
What'd you do, Sandy? I sold appliances and air conditioners, and Jason stole sales from everybody else.
Yes, I did. I actually literally studied the commission book and sold the stuff that paid the highest commissions. Oh, look, Eve asked if I had any interesting stories I can share.
I think I got you all on.
Well,
sorry about that.
We've been sharing a lot of stories so far.
I watched on TV. The movie, my mind just wouldn't compute that people would do that. Yeah.
So where was everybody at on that day? About that? Let's see what they can comment. I was in college, obviously, still at 2001 in the Guard, but in college. I was in marketing class. I remember that day, and I think we had TV. We could get cable TV in the classroom, and somebody pulled up the news, and we were watching it. So we were talking about that at work. Where everybody was at on September 11th.
I was. We were down a car. Anna and I were newly married. We were down a car, so she was taking me to work, and I worked at an urgent care. And I walked in, and we heard it on the radio on the way in. But then I walked in, and everybody was standing in the provider's office watching the TV. And of course, the first tower had been hit, and you saw the smoke. And as we were standing there, we saw the plane come in and hit the second one. And I thought, oh, it's a replay. And then I realized it wasn't a replay and I called Anna and I said, we're going to war. And she said, what? And I said, this isn't an accident. There's no way this is an accident. And I said, we're going to war. And it was about 45 minutes later that I was in the Navy Reserve at the time. And I got a recall saying, or 72 hours. So get your stuff and be ready. And we never went anywhere with it, but it was, we had a baby on the way, and Anna was pregnant with Abby, and Abby was born in December. So she was about 7 months pregnant.
Yeah. Abby just said that. She said I was in Anna's belly.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, there's all kinds of stories now. I was driving a school bus, dropped my kids off. Everyone off was just on the radio. Working at Walmart, managing the pharmacy. My God, there's a lot of stories.
Yeah.
I remember that day, and I remember the day that, we invaded in March of 23 or 2003. That's when we really got shipped out in 2003.
Trisha Lynn was a kid. You're still a kid, Trisha Lynn. Oh man, that was something, I'll tell you.
Oh, there's one. One was in Ithaca, New York, with her son, his first year of college.
I saw that Brenda had made comment that she was going to be that DC was on her bucket list. I'm trying to find it. I want to pull it back up here for you because she said DC was on her bucket list. I was going to tell her that I know a guy. There it is.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I know a guy.
I've been in New York twice. DC is next. Oh, okay, and the Pentagon Memorial's outside, so it's not the one you saw, but the one with all the names. So I mean, anybody can walk up to that.
Yeah, there's so much
New York.
So much to do in DC in that area. But Alexandria, I mean, you drive down to what King, Queen, whatever. This
Old Town.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there. Anna hates
we
it.
went down. You guys came down for the fourth. Was it no? It wasn't the fourth. The birthday. That's what it was. Alexandria's 275th birthday.
That we all shared in the laced cupcakes. I think Anna had a book idea right there because she's like, "Oh my god, this would be a great way to just murder all 3,000 of us." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh yeah, we just lace those cupcakes and everybody eats them."
Kind of twisted mind now since she's this new endeavor she's been now.
She's had that twisted mind forever. It just hadn't escaped. She just freely talks about the voices, and she never talked about the voices before. Now she freely talks about the voices.
Yeah, and I'm only about, I don't know how many miles, but 6 miles from President Washington's house. Pretty close to Mount Vernon there.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. B and Anna and them went out there. We did a tour of that too while they were here. So that was pretty cool. It's closed now, so we'll see it till next year probably. I sent them a picture, Mr. B and Anna, while they're renovating the house. They were digging in the cellar and they found all these bottles with grapes and stuff that's been there for a few hundred years. So that was pretty neat.
Can you imagine being just like
still finding stuff,
but just being the one to find, like, it's been covered for 200 years, and
you imagine like everybody's don't move, back up,
don't
breathe.
Anything.
You imagine just finding them.
Sam's over here drinking it. This is good shit.
So when we walk around there, I'm always looking at the ground, like, all right, just kind of kick the ground, see if we can find something, a musket ball laying around or something. I can look in my yard in the back or something, see if I can find something. I can't
imagine.
Yeah, a lot of history. Actually, we're going, what's today, Thursday night? So Saturday, they're doing a colonial thing. They set up the tents, and they literally set it up, and people are living like, the 1700s, 1800s. And they're just, brewing stuff, cooking, and they're like not acting, but you just can walk through and watch them live their life, and it's pretty funny.
In period.
And they got tents where you can buy food and stuff too, but it's like a colonial fair thing they're doing Saturday. We're members of the Mount Vernon estate now, so.
Hey, Eve, you're on here. I want to show you something real quick. Ready?
Uh-oh.
Look up. Oh, where's that? Where's that?
It's fuzzy.
It's all blurry. Oh well, that's my my wind chimes. But then look over my shoulder.
Oh,
there's my.
Oh, did you see Suzanne there?
Eve made the coat rack for me. You can't see it up close very well. It's Kansas City Chiefs, and then she made me these wind chimes. There they are.
Oh, there it is.
My my vent, so I get to listen to them while I'm sitting here.
Oh, I
But
thought it
they
was like a
were
mistletoe or something. I was gonna blow you a kiss.
they're for my
Hey,
mom. They got
Suzanne.
a little thing there for my mom, so it's pretty cool.
You see Suzanne's brothers in Arlington?
Huh.
Oh, you mean the city, not like
Oh,
Arlington Cemetery, right? I think she means the city. Okay. I thought she meant Arlington National Cemetery. I think she. Okay. Yeah, we're right. That's right. Not Alexandria borders Arlington.
hmm. Hey, Chris, let me
Yeah,
get your
Annapolis.
name on here.
Let's see who else.
Make sure I haven't missed. Oh, Becky. I'm putting names on the wheel of wonder because we were giving away 2 copies of Flirting with Danger from Anna Blakely, because this guy that's with us tonight, Jason Lukenbach, is the little inspiration in the dedication.
I know they. I didn't
So
even know that until they came and visited and gave me the book, and I was reading that little insert. So
he's really the only part of it's about him is the very front there with that dedication, and then the very
yeah,
back
that's
where it
it.
goes into the dance moves. That's the only part that's him. The
There's,
eyes are not him. The beauty that's not him.
you gonna kick me while I'm down.
I'm just trying to keep you. The screen's only so big. I can't let your head get out of it too much. Oh.
Yeah, there's few people have been through here. It looks like.
What time's that game come on tonight?
Oh, it's on. Oh, not that I'm
Is it
looking
already
at.
on?
Yes, sir. 7-0 Buffalo. I'm,
No. Let's see.
what everybody else got?
That's what I'm looking for. What questions you got for Jason here or me?
Melanie, yeah, Melanie's talked about the museums. There's too many museums. I think we still haven't hit them
I think you
all.
guys
I,
were.
I think we
Yeah,
hit
I
them
think
all.
when you guys first got there, you were going about everywhere.
We hit all the Smithsonian's. Our thing now is we go to these, you know, oh, well, farmers markets. We always find a new farmers market. I think we've been to probably 12 different farmers markets now. But we found like these, shops that make their own, kind of like a farmers market, but it's a business, and there's some out in like the Shenandoah Mountains and stuff. So we went out there a few times. My son was out here in August, so we hit the highest point in the Shenandoah Mountains. So that was a good time there. So if I come to DC and give me who's that? Eve
Yeah, and he's not far
tour,
away.
huh?
She's not that far away from you.
Oh, okay.
You can arrange for
Yeah,
a tour.
yeah. It's kind of hard to get a tour there unless you know someone, unfortunately. Oh, the
Uh-oh.
will.
All right. I didn't mean to know it was going to come up that quick. Sorry. Let me turn it off there. All right. Perfect. Now we're back. Kind of.
We got
Now we're back. All right.
it was Kelly's giving us game updates there. Dolphins threw an interception already. Thanks, Kelly.
If you could change your career, would you or would you do it again?
Oh, that's a good question, because it's funny that Christian and Anna have a friend that works out here that's in her early 20s, and she's debating on that. You do your first 4 or 6 years, and he's like, "Well, all right, do I get out? Do I reenlist?" And obviously, now that my life has happened, I can't say I regret it because then I wouldn't have my son, right? So I can't say I regret it, but I would advise anybody that gets in, and then everybody that I knew when I got in that's retired now. I mean, they retired at 40 years old. Um, some are still in it. They're 30 years in, and but what the great thing is, the ones that stayed in 20 years, they go work for the government, so they get the retirement check, and then they're getting a government paycheck too at the same time, full time. So,
Well, you said
but
you're.
I have no regrets. No regrets. The guard's been great. I mean, full time in the guard's really nice because active duty. You kind of jump around every 3 or 4 years, whatever. The Guard, you kind of control that. I mean, you can really just quit, just like a civilian job in the Guard full time. Um, it's funny, you talk to people on active duty, and they're like, "You can do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, most people don't, right? Because you could stay in your. I could have stayed in St. Joe, Missouri, there, and just got my 20 years active and done that. But who wants to do that, right? I want to see the world, and so um, it's been great. No regrets there. So I'm happy that we're here, and like I said, this is a 4 year assignment, so I'm just almost halfway through that. So we'll see what the don't know what the next one's going to be yet, but it could be in the area though. We'll see what happens.
But you work at the Pentagon for one of the big generals, correct?
Yeah. So the National Guard, the chief of the National Guard Bureau is a 4 star general that's on the Joint Chief of Staff. So the Joint Chiefs, if everybody knows, is you got the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, 4 star, Army, Marine, Admiral in the Navy, Space Force now. So all those 4 stars make up the Joint Chiefs with the chairman. That's who's also Air Force right now, by the way, Jerome Brown. So they meet all the time, and so yeah, so I work for him. I I do a lot of his travel stuff and schedule all his mill air stuff and things. He flies all over the world. A lot of people don't realize is with the National Guard is that all 50 states have a country they partner with called the uh, SPP program. It's just a partnership program we have with different countries. So, like Missouri is partnered with Panama, um, and like I don't y'all realize like Finland and Sweden are new members of NATO, so they're new. They're gonna have a new partnership with states. I think Finland's gonna be with Virginia, actually, where I live now. So what that means is all these states work with those countries. They go there, they train with them, and do things with them. So our general will visit a lot of these countries and talk to them, and so that's kind of fun. I've been on a few trips here and there, but I don't travel a whole lot. But I just kind of manage his travel and his scheduling, and work with all his security teams and communication guys and stuff. So it's kind of what I do in a layman's terms, I guess.
I mean, nothing big. I just make sure that
Oh,
everything's all
oh, thank you,
mapped out
Christina.
for one of the. Yeah, nothing big, nothing big at all.
We all serve in different ways, right? So there's a lot of more people out there that do a lot more than me, and that are in different parts of the world.
Anna,
Are you
Anna has
common state
Anna has an idea for you.
private
Go into
security
private
team?
security. Yeah,
Oh, me?
yeah.
Right. Oh, I talk to those guys all the time. It's funny because those guys are active duty, right? But they don't wear uniforms. They wear suits and stuff and suit jackets or polo shirts, whatever. So they don't wear. I talked to the guy. He's like, I haven't worn my uniform in 4 years. He just, but yeah, he has all the Joint Chiefs have their own little security team, and when they travel, we send people out in advance, and they kind of do some recon work before the bosses arrive. So, but yeah, I was security forces, so I do have a security
You could
forces
do it.
background.
You could become
Yeah, it's funny.
real lucky.
Oh, Mr. B, I guess he probably knows this that when my senior year in college, I was supposed to go to the FBI, and when I was in the process, did the interviews, I still had a top secret clearance from the honor guard because when I was in the honor guard in DC, and we went into the White House and stuff, so we had to have a top secret clearance for that. And so when I had that clearance and I was graduating college and had that security forces, the FBI were all over me. But this was, like I said, 2001, 2002. So September 11th came around, and so I was just kind of waiting for Quantico dates. That's where they do their training, and then after September 11th, that fall, they called me and they're like, "You speak Arabic?" And I was like, "No, I don't." So they changed their priorities of recruits to Arabic after September 11th. So I kind of got pushed down the list after that. So I had to do the civilian world for a while. So, but then things have changed. But they've actually reached out to me after. But I had my son at that point, and you couldn't live in your hometown at that time as an agent. So I didn't want to pursue that with my son here.
Right.
So everything happens for a reason, I guess, right?
Well, Sam thinks that you just collect baseball cards for a living.
Yeah, I do have a hobby of baseball cards, but actually more football. But I do have a lot of Bobby Witt, who's a Royals guy from Kansas City. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yes, I probably make more collecting baseball cards than Sam does, probably. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It's just a hobby. I always send Mr. B pictures of cards every once in a while. But, hey, actually, I think he told me like I don't know 6 months ago. I mean, I'm gonna get into it with you, and then I don't know. Didn't really hear anything after that.
It was a year
You bought
ago.
like a couple Chiefs players or something, and then he
Me?
kind of stopped. Yeah, you
No, I buy a bunch, but that was a year ago because it was right at the beginning of last year's football season.
last a year ago. Okay,
Hmm.
yeah. So I do a lot of Well, he got me into memorabilia. I kind of want to pick up the. Oh, hang on.
Hey Kelly, I'll point them out here, but I have wind chimes. Ooh, right
I'm gonna bring
somewhere
this
right
down.
above me, right there. I
Here's
hang my vent, and that's Eve Candris made those for me.
helmet.
So anyway, there's a football.
Ooh, this makes me nervous. So it's got autographs all the way around. Oh, you can't see that side. I think there's 25 signatures on here.
Yeah, where's your Mahomes helmet?
That is the Mahomes helmet.
Was it Mahomes on that helmet?
Yeah. That's the reason I bought it because he was on it. I wouldn't buy it without him. There's a. Yeah, I got other stuff. I don't want to. I got Lynn Dawson. He was the Chiefs quarterback back in Super Bowl 1 and 4. And I got his autograph. He's since passed away. But I got the Mahomes left-handed throw autographed from training camp. So that the Chiefs do a training camp at Missouri Western in our town, and usually the last day of camp they'll have a military day, and so we go out there and they let us go on the field and take pictures or get autographs. So I'd be bringing Mahomes rookie cards and pictures and stuff and getting them to sign it. So
Yeah, and calling your friends when.
oh, you don't tell them that story.
I'm at work one day, and FaceTime comes up with Jason, and I'm like, you answer. I mean, you just answer. You don't leave them standing out in the freaking parking lot trying to get answered because you're in the shower with your wife. Anyway, you answer the phone. So I picked my phone up with this hand because in this hand I'm using.
What were you doing?
I was using restroom, just
like
I
at
was
the urinal.
The intro at the urinal, yeah.
Yes.
So, but I answer, and I'm like, "Hey," he goes, and it's real grainy.
Well, first he answers, and the camera's like on a ceiling or something.
Yeah.
Are you there? What is going on right now? Yeah. I'm like, I got Mahomes standing like right next to me.
But he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He's like, I got somebody I want. So I look, and I can tell he's in his uniform. So I'm like, and he's outside. And he goes, I have somebody I want you to talk to, or wants to talk to you. And I'm like, all right. And it's like, and it was fuzzy, but I heard the voice, I heard the Kermit Frog voice.
He did not sound like Kermit.
Hey man, what's going on? I'm like, I'm pissing. What's up? I didn't say I was pissed. I'm like, oh hey.
Yeah, that was funny. I called him. I called my wife. She answered. And then my son, he didn't answer. So yeah,
who'd you call? That
was a good memory there.
Who'd you call first?
You.
That's right.
I knew you'd probably answer.
He told me that later when we talked later on that day. He said, I called you before I called my wife or my son. And I said, what? He's, well, I knew you'd answer.
I'm not gonna waste his time. There's people waiting to talk to him. So.
That's funny. Oh, hey, Tim. Tim's on.
Oh, I remember I went to camp a couple years when Tyreek was there, and then we drafted McCole Hardman, and
Mm-hmm.
I was messing with Tyreek. I was a rookie, right? And I was like, "Hey, I just got done talking to Hardman." He's like, "Yeah, I think he's gonna do this year." He's like, he's all right. He's all right. I was like, "Okay, well, you know what he told me?" He's like, "What?" He said he's faster than you. Tyreek's like, "What?" So yeah, that was Tyreek's. Obviously everybody knows Tyreek from Miami now, but in his little incident the other day. But that's my memory of Tyreek, just razzing him about being slower than Hardman. He's
Well,
another
what's your
receiver.
memory of Eminem?
Oh,
Huh?
I almost kicked his ass.
This is a true story, girl.
This is a true story.
He played a major part in the non-marriage of Eminem.
Postponement.
The serious, this is like a true story.
Yes.
So Eminem, if you don't know, is originally from St. Joseph, Missouri, which is just north of where we're at. It's where we went to college. And when Slim Shady came out, and I didn't even know who it was. Like I didn't listen to that kind of music, so I didn't know who this guy was. But anyway, we were out one day. A
And this
group
was
of
with Slim Shady. His white T-shirt thing was all
real
popular.
like Slim Shady
Yeah.
the song first, and
And
then
bodyguards.
so before this incident, some people I work with were at Legends eating one day, and he was there, and they were talking about there's Eminem. I'm like, who's Eminem? Like the Skittles or what? I don't know. And then they started saying, that Slim Shady song, and I said, oh yeah, I've heard it now, but whatever. Oh yeah, this is him. I'm like, shut up. So he comes leaving, he walks by, and Nick, the one guy I was with, says, hey, you're Eminem, and he's like, yeah. So he signs our napkins, whatever. I trash mine because it's whatever. I don't know who this guy's going to be. Fast forward to that same time while he's in town, I'm out with this guy, and where we go? It's the Muni. Yeah, we were at the Muni. It was a little tiny bar there in St. Joe, a little hole, like shotgun style, like no room, and you just crowd as many people. And like on Thursday nights, I think it was all you could drink. $5 to give you a solo cup, and so it got busy.
See, you see, Sandy said I grew up I'm from Michigan.
Yeah,
he's not from Michigan.
No, he's not from Michigan.
He moved there and he's like a teenager or maybe middle school. I don't know, middle school, high school.
Chris, the Muni Inn, it was the name of a bar that we used to go to when we were in college. But so we're in there, and sure enough, here comes this guy again, and now I know who it is because of this conversation earlier. But he's got all of his bodyguards, and he's with the girl. Well, dancer guy over here, I don't know which side he's on, but he's here. He's like, I'm gonna go dance with her. Yeah, not me. I'm not a dancer. I was the drinker.
Okay.
Hello, Pamela.
I didn't know who she was. All right.
No, I didn't know who she was either.
He wasn't dancing with her.
Nope, he was not.
Some random girl.
He didn't act like he wanted anything to do with her, actually. So Jason, and she's up dancing already. So Jason goes up and kind of starts dancing. Well, he does his thing where he starts getting a little closer to her. Then he's all up on her.
Yeah.
So he's doing his thing, and they're dancing. Well, she's responding and she's dancing with him, and it's definitely a consensual altercation on the floor there. And next thing I know, Marshall is grabbing Kim and dragging her outside. See there, I saved you from another Kim. Dragging her outside, and we go outside to investigate. And they are at each other's face, and their fingers pointing, and they're screaming at each other. And a couple guys are pushing us, going, "You guys need to move. You got to move." We're like, "We ain't moving." And was his bodyguards telling us to get out of the way. The next day after, in the newspaper, Eminem postpones marriage. I guess they were in town. They were looking at venues for their wedding.
Christina Brown is asking what a Zima is from Sam. Remember Zimas?
Oh, Zima was a clear malt beverage that was delicious with some grenadine or Jolly Rancher.
Sam didn't Sam drink like Strawberry Hill or something? Mad Dog? What was it?
Mad Dog. Sam didn't drink. He wasn't old enough to drink. Gross
Zima.
beer. Yeah, so
Yeah.
then we were in
Cancun.
2000. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, wherever he is, uh paid for me to go to Cancun, pretty much all expenses. Uh,
I was making so much money at Sears, so
yeah, well, I wasn't making that kind of money. I'll tell you that. I was getting ready to get married, and Anna and I were doing good just to pay the bills every week. So this guy says we should go, and I'm like, I can't afford that, and he paid for the whole thing, and we went. And it was during spring break, and MTV was down there, and that was back when MTV actually did music stuff.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer was there. Well, the MTV had built a uh, stage out into the water, and so if you wanted to be up on the stage, you had to wade out into the water. And so we were about belly button deep in water, and they went. I had a white shirt on. They wouldn't allow you to wear white because there's the glare. So we had to take that shirt off. So I took the shirt off. We sat out there. We were out there, what, 8 hours with different Springers and concerts and stuff that they recorded.
Carmen Electra.
Got the worst freaking sunburn of my life. Oh, that was horrible. Yeah, so we met Randy the Macho Man Savage, Carmen Electra, Rebecca. What was her name? Rebecca Zamos. Rebecca.
Oh yeah.
She's a bitch. We met. Who else we meet? Well, Mandy Moore was there. She was brand new at the time. But Eminem was there. So we're right up on the stage, and Eminem comes by, and we're like, "We are from St. Joe."
Well, they said all the way from Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, all the way from Detroit,
like, no,
Michigan.
you're not. You're from St. Joe, Missouri. He's like,
he didn't like that. So they got him twice.
Yeah.
We should name you like Skittles. You're like the nemesis of M&M's.
I was hoping he'd write a song about me at least or something.
He owes you a big favor, is what he owes you. Like,
yeah. So another thing, his mom had a T-Mobile when I worked there. I went to see T-Mobile my last year college or so, year and a half. I worked at T-Mobile, and his mom, his mom was on like that prepay, so she had to go buy these cards every month.
Hang on, look at this. She just had a porcupine try to sneak into her house.
How does the porcupine sneak in your house?
Cat door or something?
Cat door?
Dog door. Hey, Rometta.
I mean, does the porcupine like charge you? Because what do? You can't kick it. What do you do?
I don't know. I don't know the proper way to defend yourself from porcupine.
I got a mag light. I guess I could, like hit it.
Well, I got a friend sitting over here to probably take care of it, but
yeah.
Oh, she got a net door.
Oh, a little screen door.
Okay. Yeah, those little it drops the net down like the magnet strips. Probably those are nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so his mom was coming to the phone place there.
Yeah, so she come in there, and I was in college and I was in a fraternity, and she's always asking, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend?" And his mom wanted to go on a date, and I was whatever. Obviously, I was in the Air Force 4 years, so I was mid-20s at that time. She was definitely older than me, but she was wanting to hang out. Eminem's mom, but I didn't pursue that. I was a gentleman in college. Sam was not a gentleman.
Yeah, Sam. Okay.
He was wild. Ask Riley Edwards. She has experience with wild beasts. Oh, okay. Well, skunks.
She met Jason. You're correct. She has a.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were calling Jason a wild beast. I'm sorry. Jason met Riley in Florida, and so you'll see them exchange comments on Facebook now. And
and by the way, when I was in Florida, we went to pick up Abby, Abby Blakely, and he just happened to have my son with him when Abby showed up at the airport. Didn't know he was coming there. Mr. B surprised me. So,
well, he was going to surprise us. It was Books at the Beach last year, and he was going to surprise us and show up. And
there
was
ruined it.
Some questions, and it got ruined. I'm like, my bad. I'm sorry. We
I was gonna walk in like, there's, because remember you came into I came into your library one day.
And the one in Liberty. He just walked in
uniform,
screaming.
And I think I saw Blakely. Now that my camouflaged, and I was like, "You're Blakely! Oh my gosh!" Yeah, it was funny. Everybody thought it was like scripted. I was like, "No, this is not scripted. This was
nope."
No, library. I guess it should have been more quiet, but
he got to meet Riley, and since we're out in the bar area there, I think outside, just out like on the hotel property, but outside
around the beach.
Yep. And they that was after the signing and everything. So of course we were all having a few drinks and stuff. And not this guy, he doesn't drink, but she if you know Riley, she's awesome. I absolutely love her. But she's a spitfire, and she's the hold my beer person. So you tell her she can't do something. And
she's okay. She's not that
this guy was just twisting it on her. She's like, I'm going to kill your friend. I'm going to kill your friend. So I expect Riley will probably have some Jason book or Jason villains that get killed off. Have some Dwaynes. We'll call them Dwaynes. Hey, before we get going, don't forget this.
What's the price? Is the book? The book?
Yeah. So if you forgot, if you're late getting on, because I know some people were, dang it, why does it do that? I know some people were late getting on. So again, this is Jason, my buddy. I don't know if I'm pointing the right way or the wrong way. That way is
this way, right?
That's way. It looks like I'm pointing to you on my screen. Anyway, my buddy Jason. We've been friends for 20-something years. But he is kind of the inspiration of the book. Of Lucky. This is actually the real Lucky. This is Jason Lucky Lukenbach. We call him Cream. Cream. Anyway, but
I finally got one.
So, because of our sponsor tonight's show, the wonderful Miss Anna Blakely, she's given us 2 copies and has agreed to sign them as well.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, like I had to ask hard for that. She was happy to do it. So, but I've been putting everybody's name on the Wheel of Wonder, trying to keep up and try to get through this. There's a lot to control that I'm not used to. Usually she can talk while I'm controlling, and so it's thank you for sticking with us. But we're gonna give that away. And since I am going out to DC in a couple of weeks to visit the one and only, I'm gonna take those books with me, and he's gonna sign them too, since he was the inspiration, whether he knows that or not. So highlight those out. So nope.
Thanks, Anna.
Not me. I won't. I mean, I'll sign it if you win it and you want me to sign it. I'll be happy to sign it. But typically, the only one that I sign is Christian. That's only if somebody asks, because I got a little thing I like to put in there. But yeah, I was gonna have Jason sign them. But let's see. Let's get this wheel up here. I was trying my best to make sure I was getting everybody's name as we went along. So let me bring that. I know it's not the biggest. That's what she said. But if you want to gander there and see if you see your name or don't see your name, they're in alphabetical order by first name. But if you don't see your name, please let me know. And if you don't see it, they'll let me know, and I'll make sure you get it added here. But otherwise, we're gonna spin this thing. Is Stephanie on? Okay.
Quit playing with it.
Probably sitting there with talking to. Yeah.
Gee.
She's probably sitting there with Steve. Duh.
You get Viking Steve.
Can see it, but I can't see the wheel.
Renetta, Sandy, Pamela, Suzanne, Kelly.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
All right,
Abby
I
just
think
had
I've got everybody's on there.
Abby just had a raccoon at her door.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, honey. I'll give you your own prize a little bit. I'll give you some inspiration. Some inspiration.
It'll be the best 48 seconds of your life, Anna.
So, little story there. It does say Viking fucking Steve because we're in Kentucky. This is the first time I met them, and we're in the pre-order pickup. And I know everybody's like, spin the damn wheel. I don't care about this. I'm going to tell you this. Anyway, so we're in the pre-order pickup, and people were in the line coming in. I'm sorry about that line. And it was hot. But I looked out down the hall, and I saw Rametta and her husband and Elmer, and then Steve and Stephanie. And we introduced him, or figured out who everybody was and everything. And when I realized it was him, I go, Viking fucking Steve, because his thing on there is Viking Steve. So ever since then, he's been Viking fucking Steve.
Where's Jethro?
Jethro.
See Jethro. Yeah. Oh, Jethro.
Okay. Jeez, don't get that started. He's coming. I promise he's coming. All right. So let me spin this. We got 2 copies. So we got 2 winners. And of course, there'll be some swag and stuff in there too. So here we go. Real quick. Oh, I didn't put any cool music. Why? Man, I forgot to do that. All right. Let's see. It's going to. Is it? There we go. Congratulations.
Suzanne.
All right. And I think. Oh, see, now you got everybody saying Jethro. Dana, your
Anna's saying they're too small. Is she talking about you again?
Dana, there's yours. Congratulations.
Suzanne saw it. She's excited.
Yeah. Let's see. He says he wears the name with honor. All right, so there's one. And I'm going to spin this again. Good luck. Here we go.
Jethro. Oh, no, Jet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly Young, congratulations.
There you go.
My Barney was going to get it. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kelly.
That's awesome. All right, let me shut this off again and then bring this back to that. There we go. Well, congratulations. That was fun. So we'll get those signed when we go out to DC in a couple weeks, and then I'll have Anna sign them too, and then we'll get them shipped up. Yeah, that was cool. Thank you again to Anna Blakely, our sponsor of tonight's event. You can find her books and other merchandise at annablakely.com.
Thanks, Anna.
Sorry,
she's so sweet, isn't she? She's just so sweet.
So cheesy. You gotta have a sponsor of your show. Hey, so if you I want to run this again. This is my intro. I want you I know some people came on late, so I wanted you everybody to see it. I hope you don't mind.
Sit.
All aboard! It's time to go off the rails with Mr. B. He's currently in his private office getting ready for the show, and I think he's about ready. So, please welcome your host, Mr. B. Angie! Oh, you just missed the wheel. Dang it. Okay, so
We switched sides.
I wanted to, huh? Oh, we did switch
We
sides.
switched sides.
Now you're over.
Confusing you, isn't it?
There you are. You're over here. There you go, Abby. So I showed that intro to Anna last night, I think. Or maybe it was Tuesday night. I don't remember. She thought it was funny. But no, it wasn't really me in the bathroom.
Yeah, who's in the bathroom?
It's a stock clip that I've. So we have a service.
Hey, that guy.
Well, we have a service called. Man, I got like a hair like tickling my nose. We have a service called Canva that you can do like designs and whatever. Abby knows a lot more about it than I do. Abby makes a lot of the stuff that she puts on Facebook and stuff is designed off of Canva, and so we have a paid membership with that, and with that comes access to these stock photos, and then with the paid you get these others. But anyway, it's I got on there and I'm like trying to figure it out because Abby uses it all the time, so I'm like typing, like trying to find these different. And so I'm trying to find something, and I said, I don't remember what I put on there. Sitting with laptop on lap is what I put in there, and it pulled up that video, and I was like, okay, that's. I just wanted like a picture of somebody sitting in a chair, just like, furiously pecking at the laptop trying to get something done. But then I saw that one.
You went from off the rails to in the toilet. I mean,
in the toilet with Jason. Oh boy, that'd be funny. That's yeah.
Angie asked what did she miss?
Oh, we've talked about a lot, but we just gave away 2 copies of Flirting with Danger. Because if you've read it, if you haven't read it, no spoilers, I promise. But Jason, this is Jason Lukenbach, wherever you're at. He's the inspiration for Lucky in the book.
James Cook scored.
Jason's nickname, of course, is Lucky. But it's more of like his personality and his dance moves towards the end of the book. So
hey, remember I used to do the splits back in the day when I danced, the electric slide?
I know. I know. We all remember. We remember the shiny shirts, little shiny shirts.
So I just cleaned out my garage. So I just want you to know I found a box of old pictures. Might have been some from the college days. Maybe I'll share them sometime.
That'd be all right. I ain't scared of nothing. All except for that one picture in Cancun.
What? Oh, Susie?
Yeah, that one has to stay away. I'm surprised Steven's not blowing up my phone right now because he's beating me 24-7.
Yeah. If I can just keep Mr. B out. If I can keep Mr. B out of the kiddie pools when we go on trips, there's adult pools and you can't go in kiddie pools.
I was tired.
You can't do that.
Good night, Christine. She's going grocery shopping. She's up in Washington, though. It's a couple hours difference.
I got James Cook, so he scored. So
in the can with Sam.
I mean,
it's a can, Sam.
The can with himself?
Huh?
Didn't he have like some green eggs to go eat or something? Green eggs?
Yeah, that's why it's a can for Sam. A Sam can. College in Miami during the disco era.
Oh, the disco.
She had the dancing going then, and the hair.
You all remember the Quad City DJs back in the day, right?
Kiddie pool, not
Any
good.
pool water is not good.
I was tired.
Mm,
I probably
yes.
wouldn't swim in that one though. After
Yeah, those kids, how they get in the pool. Yeah.
it was the same night that somebody. You want to go
Careful.
there?
I wasn't engaged.
I was talking about with you pissing over the cup
Oh
or
yeah, I
the
don't care
boat.
about that. You can tell that story. Go ahead.
No. So we went on a booze cruise, and this guy doesn't drink, but this is a booze
I did
cruise,
on
and
that trip.
you got out on an island, and it was like all you can drink this rum punch stuff. Well, the
I think it was Islam Mujeres was the island we went to.
Tootsie Rolls look good when you're
And I
tired.
ran into a hut. Remember? One of
Yeah,
those
yeah. So
empty
we got
huts.
there, and he starts drinking this rum punch, and he's tying one on like within a half of a drink. Um, Feeling pretty good. Well, there's this tiki hut out there, and he's walking around, and he runs into it, cuts himself open. So he's got this
Blood's
blood. He's
running
like,
down.
it's going good, and so he's trying to fumble through this. So we manage. We finally get out of this, this booze cruise. Well, it's this open air boat that takes us out to this island, and then
Here we
takes
go.
us back. Well, we get back, and we're up on the top deck. Somebody decides he needs to relieve himself and just uses a solo cup, except it gets filled up. So he just says, well, throw it over the side. I've got a camcorder on at this time, and
Yeah, you got no proof.
I'm
You got no
recording
proof.
everything. I don't because we lost it in the house fire, but I'm recording everything. And as he's dumping it, I am turning to pan back, and I see this guy go, and I'm like, oh. So
Yeah,
then we get up and we start going down this staircase of the boat, and then we see him coming. It was like you see in these movies and stuff, where the chase on in the boat. So as soon as we hit the shore, we were off and running, and I was out of
yeah.
breath.
See,
And
I told you I don't drink. I don't
no,
drink.
no,
Well, that was a all inclusive package, right? I mean, all our
yeah,
drinks
yeah. It was you got
included,
all that
and
rum punch when you got out there. Yeah, you see,
yeah.
you
Was
had to
that the
do it.
one they had a kissing contest on stage? I think did I?
That was, or was that Springer?
No, that was on the island.
Because Springer had the bikini switching contest.
Yes.
I don't remember
So
which
they had
one
a kissing contest. You just matched up. So, but
was it.
yeah,
I
it was on
don't.
the island.
I can't remember. I thought it was a. Uh,
Well, you couldn't do anything because you were just, a good boy. So, you
oh,
was
and then
very
we
good.
run into the maid of honor down there at Senior Frogs. I think it was that same night, wasn't it? Because you were drunk.
It was all kind of a blur.
We go into Senior Frogs, and we're in
There for a
Cancun
week.
during spring break. Like, you're not expected to run into people from little old town. And sure enough, there's the maid of honor, and who
Yes.
somebody wanted to talk to, but he was feeling good. But anyway, face purple, crying, face purple, cry.
Face purple crying.
It's, oh, good night, Melanie. Just gonna get dinner. Yeah, I think that we should probably get dinner
Oh,
too.
there's Angie. It's Angie's. Yeah, I can tell Angie's late because she asked if I lived in DC. So yeah, I'm the one that lives in DC.
Yep, yep. Angie and her husband are over the road truck drivers. Well, her husband is. She's the over the road rider. But they go all over. But they drive at night, so it's less traffic and it's easier to get around and do. So they usually start driving about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So that's about the usual time that she gets on there, or they're in the shower house around that time getting dinner. But what does it say? Anna Blakely just sent me a text that I'd use the white one without the rubber.
That's what she said.
It's very true.
Mm-hmm.
That's and
Who needs the rubber?
I I don't know what to say to that. But props to
Yeah.
Abby. That's what you know right there. That's my daughter. Because props to her for calling her mama out on that and
Yes.
putting it
Nice
right
crybaby.
there on the air. Oh, uh-oh, Eddie almost quit today. You're very welcome. Thanks for stumbling along with us. There's a few
You know, this is
glitches, but
your opening night. You know, it's supposed to have a little quirks here and there. It's
yeah,
okay.
that's why I said I had a few glitches, but you tempt them with candy.
It's
See,
not like you're not like any of your shows start on time. We're used to it.
nah. Well, this one I was ready to go. I was waiting because you said how long, and I was thinking, well, it's a minute for the intro, but I didn't realize you were going to leave, and I wanted you to see the intro, so I was waiting for you to get back to start the intro.
Well, I wanted to show off my pillow. I went to go get my
Yeah,
pillow, and
I keep mine in my
I guess
bedroom.
we haven't really. You didn't tell them what tier 1 was.
Oh no, um, maybe next time.
People that bring you peanut butter bites, I guess.
No, you have friends and you have friends, and you have the people that you have different levels of friendship, and it's not like the best friend and the good friend, but it's just like people that that no matter what you make that one phone call and it's happening. It's whether it's getting trash in the rain or delivering peanut butter bites, it's gonna happen because that's just what you do. And when you have those friends, you don't need a yard of friends. Then you need one or two, and that's it. And you're good. You're solid. You're covered. And it's blessed to know that I'm covered, and I got that. Jason brought to me the tier 1 thing one time, and he was explaining just different levels and what that means, and kind of I don't know, not I won't say military, but there's a little more understanding there because you got that level of brotherhood too, and when like people that he used to serve with, there's a guy there in DC that amazing man cave. He used to work or used to be on the honor guard with him, and then this gentleman went on to. Can I say his first name? Is that all right, or should I? No.
That's fine.
Okay, so Buzz. Buzz is his name, but he was honor guard drill team, and then he went on to work on Air Force One. Worked under 4 presidents, 5 presidents,
Three.
3.
I think 3.
I thought it was at least 4. Okay, he was but
Didn't Bush and Obama? They all, they got reelected. So 8
yeah,
years and a couple.
yeah, okay, that's right. Clinton, Bush, and Obama. That's right. But just to like, he has golf clubs signed by presidents. He has golf bags signed by presidents. He's got a freaking window of Air Force One. Like when they change out the windows for whatever, they store them, and when people retire, they etch them all
Pretty
up.
cool.
It's a freaking window from Air Force One. He's got letters from presidents, notes from presidents. Yeah, hey Buzz, thanks again for everything you did.
He has an amazing coin wall. He's got a flag that he made because I think it might be 6 foot wide.
Oh, it's
5 or
wider
6.
than that. It's
6
wider
foot
than
wide
mine.
and 4 or 5 foot
than
tall, and he's got a ledge. I think he's got, I don't know, at least 300, 400 coins.
President coin. If you don't know coins, the challenge
yeah.
coins, the servicemen will carry from different areas that you've been, units you've worked with.
You mean let me show you a coin from my boss?
Whenever you meet somebody of significant rank or position, if they they can give you their coin, and that's a pretty big honor. The thing with those when you're out in public and you want a free beer, you challenge the guy next to you to see who's got the highest coin. You flop out the president coin, you're done. But this guy's got some pretty cool coins.
Yeah, not many as others, but this is my boss. Almost feet backwards, but is it backwards? And then it's the other side there. But when he retired, well, it was really nice. I've never seen this one before. So at one side he had blank, so he could sign it. His little handwritten note right before he retired. So I've never seen one that where he actually could sign. I don't know how many he had to do of these, but hopefully not too many. But it's my boss. He just retired last month. So actually today we had a Senate hearing for a new boss. So hopefully we have a new chief of the Guard Bureau here in the next 2 weeks. So yeah. So
There's a
there's
really
a lot of guys here that it's funny that you mentioned that served in the honor guard. A lot of them, like I said, stayed there 20 years. Some went to a lot of three-letter agencies, and it set up a lot of people's career paths. I think it really
night
helped.
abs. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's I mean, think about the discipline that you guys have to go through and the commitment. I think that really kind of probably sets that into you a little harder than, I don't want to say a standard position, but had you stayed in security forces or gone into
Yeah,
finance right
I
away,
mean,
I think your
I look at
ownership's a little different.
there's you always have a few friends you talk to more than others, but I think with the honor guard, we still have reunions and stuff in DC that we all go to and meet up. And you know, um, one of the guys I served with as an airman came back and was the commander of the unit. That was pretty cool. So I went to his. I mean, it was oh gosh, that might have been 7, 8, 9 years ago. So definitely, so this all kind of came back full circle to the tier levels. I think is where we're starting out this
Mhm.
conversation with.
Yeah, I got
So,
infatuated with Buzz
yeah.
Man Cave.
So
It's
yeah,
crazy. I mean,
you got,
president coins, Secretary of Defense coins, foreign
yeah,
leaders coins.
puts me to shame on coins for sure. But yeah, a lot of guys, you know, now that we travel a lot, we go to a lot of embassies. So I try to get the embassy coins now, and I think Mr. B is seeing some of those in my place.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. But
I did
that's
get
kind
a
of
brick in the ground. Remember the brick in the at the
mm-hmm.
on the
Honor
honor
guard
guard
brick.
campus? A little brick with my name and rank and hometown, and I got it in the ground there. That's kind of cool. What were you gonna say?
That I was gonna say that, just bringing it back to that tier one. It was kind of that level of you know when you brought it to me, you were talking about it. You said that it's you kind of start bringing a little bit of like the military, as far as like how you had people that you were acquainted with, but people that you were tight with, and you still tight with, and like you're talking about calling Buzz, and he's like, yeah, come over, and uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
I just
good
think
guy.
that's cool.
And tier one's like I said, people get like, well, but what's tier two? And tier two is, I mean, still a good friend. You still go out to dinner with them, you help them move, and you go play golf with them, whatever. Um, but tier one's just kind of that, you know, who you call in the middle of the night when you need something, or something like that. So it's just a different level, and some people may not have a tier one. You have a lot of tier twos, and there's nothing wrong with that. What branch were you in? So in the Air Force, so Air National Guard, everybody understands that, right? There's Air National Guard and Army National Guard that make up the National Guard. So I part of a joint staff here, so that's Air Force and Army National Guard that work for the chief of the National Guard, and so that's how that is. The Air National Guard kind of has a 50 state unit, and then at the state level report to the governor, and then here at the Guard Bureau we kind of like the headquarters for all the Army and Air National Guard for all their funding and policies and things like that. So
So he's an
Air National Guard, Air Force,
was an Army
uniform says Air
email.
Force, right? Yeah, I have an Army email. So our joint staff, it's always Army, right? They're the oldest branch, so I had to kill my Air Force email when I got here. So,
Yeah,
but it's cool though.
you don't mind it, huh?
No, no, no. There's an Air National Guard base in Mississippi.
Yeah,
I've been to
yeah.
Biloxi, Mississippi. There's a Keesler Air Force Base. I've been there many times for trainings.
So Angie and her husband Eddie were the ones that we went to Gulfport, and we met them
Oh
and
yeah,
when we did our tour.
Gulfport's. That's right. That's Keesler.
Yeah,
Off
so we
Biloxi,
met them
Veterans
at
Stores.
they told us of a place to eat, and well, actually they bought us our dinner. Thank you again. Uh, but they took us out for dinner down there, and it was really nice. But Anna had several videos of the jets flying over the hotel that next morning. She's like, "Oh my God, they're really low." They were low. They were setting up.
Oh, see, Bonnie's got a tier one. 61 years.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
that's
awesome.
what I'm saying. People get all big on like their friends list on Facebook and stuff, and I'm like, but how many of those people, if you called right now and said, "Hey, I need something," are gonna help out? I mean, we have friends, we have acquaintances, we have people that we say we're friends with, and that's okay. I'm not nothing wrong with that. We should all be friends. But then there's those people that I don't know.
I mean,
And
tier
as an
three,
only
you're
child,
going. Tier three is a good friend. You're going to their kids' graduation probably, and things like that, or cookouts and stuff like that. Tier two, you probably talk to every couple weeks, once a month, checking in. Tier one is, and then I don't say you talk, every day or not, but we probably do text about every day, don't we?
we probably communicate some way, especially now with the football. But the other thing about the one though is that you could go, months without talking to them, and then as soon as they pick up the phone, it's like you've been talking to them every day. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's what it is
yeah,
now.
and I got pictures. I found pictures of us moving. Just so you know, riding in a U-Haul. I don't even remember some of these. I'm like video riding
I think
down the
that was the
street in a
move.
U-Haul.
I don't know where that would have been.
Yeah. So don't worry, you'll see them someday here.
There, see, Steve knows.
I literally bought a scanner because I know your unfortunate incident with your house many years ago. I always think about that, and I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine losing all your pictures and things. So I literally bought a scanner over here. I don't know, a month ago. And I've probably scanned 1,000 pictures. Just put them on the computer, save them online, and Google whatever, and anything burns down, at least I got something saved. So
I was I so Steven, my oldest son, but um Anna's not his mom. Um and his mom and I didn't have the best relationship for a long time. But that's behind us, and we're all adults and we should act like adults. So we get along pretty well now. Well, he went back and visited her the other day, came back to our house and had a whole bunch of pictures of him when he was younger, that I was in, or that I would want. Like there was something about it that
yeah,
would benefit me. And she gave them to him, and she also gave him one of his baby blankets to bring back. So I thought
that's
that was pretty
awesome.
cool because that's the stuff that sucks. And even so, our
Yeah,
fire was 15 years ago, and there's still times where I'm like, I think about something and I'm like, whatever happened to that? Then you're like, oh yeah, it's gone. And those pictures and those little things that you keep of your kids, they're gone. So
yeah. Sam said, what tier level is your happy birthday on Facebook? Man, that can be like tier 5 and 6. I mean, um, yeah,
yes, Angie, that was what I was getting ready to say. As I'm an only child, and so I never had any. I had some close friends growing up and stuff, but I never had the brother aspect of it.
yeah.
Um,
I don't
so yeah,
know. I mean, that's weird. I mean, family's its own category, I guess. I don't know.
I agree because you
I
could
got
have like your tier 6 brother.
It's like if I come into town unannounced, would I go to my brother's house? I don't know. Probably not. He's got kids and younger kids, and it's not that he wouldn't let me stay there. It's just his kids would drive me crazy if I spent the night there. I mean, but don't you have a snake running around your house? I don't know if I'd want to stay at your house.
We don't have any snakes in our house.
I think you lost a snake in your house.
That was a long time ago, and the cat found it.
I don't think he found it, guys.
Yeah,
babies.
No, the cat found it because Abby was here, and Abby was freaking out because her cat was going crazy, and
cat's missing.
I don't remember where. I wasn't here. Anna will know. Anyway, so Anna had to go down and get it, but it had gotten underneath a towel or something, but the cat had found it and was freaking out, and that's what alerted her. So,
you see, Pamela's one of 38 grandkids is no tears, no tear friends of your siblings. Wow. It's funny. Like I got cousins that I grew up with that everybody seemed like some of them have a friend that I've known for 35 years. She's more of a sister. Yeah. More than my blood sisters. Yeah.
There, she found the first one, and guys, we lost one twice. So,
see, yeah.
And then she got the next one. She was the one that got woken up for it.
Oh God! Can you imagine something slithering up your leg while you're sleeping? Oh my gosh!
Anna feels it every night.
Yeah, we all like a little can of beanie weenies, I guess.
Hey, I can honestly say 100% of the time I'm satisfied. So that's all that matters. And a word from our sponsor.
Oh, look, she woke him up, made her get it.
I got to make her happy. Look at there. New designs. Message Abby Blakely to request different names. www.annablakely.com.
Look, Pamela says, sell the house. Sell the house, Mr. B.
Oh, no, it's fine. We got them all taken care of. And they're gone. The snake, not Mr. B. What? But I woke him up and made her.
Okay, we're finally off the rails. We got to break you guys in slowly, right? We just can't do it all first time.
I froze up, I think.
Look, I got cousins I'd love to run over. Yeah, I do too.
Well, Kelly, I might send this to your house, and I might send this book to the pen. So Kelly, Jason, one night talking about those surprise things. I don't remember why were we calling you, Kelly? I don't remember now. We were going to let you know something, or I don't remember. But I was getting on a messenger to type her, and I looked at Anna, I go, you want to just call her? And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, let's just call her. So we video called her. Well, Kelly answers, and she's at work, like right in the middle of work. And she's like, you can tell she's walking around, like trying to. We told her, we said, we'll call you back. And she's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Hi, Ashley. You missed it. And you probably would have won because you win everything. But we gave away 2 copies of Flirting with Danger because we have Jason here, who's the inspiration of Lucky. He's got the attitude and the.
Why you got to smirk like that? So what's the climax?
That's right. We were calling you about. Yep. Sorry.
About the Christian book.
That's why we were calling her. Oh yeah, Angie, the house is gone. There's spider. Nope.
Hey, do you remember that? What night you were talking about that? Spiders. And Sam and I were just sending you pictures of spiders for the next hour.
Can't do it. I can't. No, I'm a bitch when it comes to spiders. I don't care. So I'll call Franna. I'm like, hey, I need help. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, come here. This thing's huge. I know it's little bitty, but I'm a guy, so this.
You're jumping on the chair if you see a spider on the floor.
Yeah.
You're not going to kill it?
I
Like,
can't because it'll
can't
crunch.
kill it.
Dude, when we lived in
What was that
West
Indiana Jones? Was it, remember the Indiana Jones movie and they're walking across
with the snakes, I
with
can
all the
handle
bugs?
that.
Yeah. This is
Oh, the
fortune cookies.
bugs. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, at the end where which one is it? Where I think it might be one of the Mummy movies, but the little beetles
It was like
come and
Indiana Jones, wasn't it?
well, I
They're
don't know. It's
walking
probably in
across
all
the
the damn
sky.
movies.
It
It's
was
the
like
same
dark.
story, said a different way. But they
Oh,
those just come and eat them and like crawl up in them. Oh,
remember
oh,
that? You remember that show, Fear Factor?
oh yeah.
They put this glass square on your, had a hole. You put your head in it, and they just drop tarantulas in it. I was like, no, I ain't doing that.
Did
You got to
you
sit in
ever?
there like for like 60 seconds with tarantulas crawling on your head, and oh no, I
Did
couldn't
you
do
ever
that.
hear why Fear Factor went off the air or the last episode?
Probably Rogan wanted to punch somebody. Like he wanted
Supposedly,
to
it was
buy us.
one of the things they made the people do. Uh,
Oh, I didn't hear that.
yeah, they.
I liked the show though; it was good.
So
Oh,
they made them drink.
you have to zoom in.
I can't. I'm sorry. It's as big as she gets. That's what she said. So they made them. The secretion in question was donkey semen, which is foisted on contestants during what was otherwise a pretty normal game of horseshoes. So they did an episode where they had a pitcher of donkey semen and a pitcher, I think it was piss, a pitcher of piss. And so they play these games, and like based on what happened in the game, you either had to take a drink of one or the other. And then
So
one girl did something, and
yes,
she had to chug. She had to chug.
and it wasn't that much money. It wasn't like 50,000 or
There
something.
ain't enough money.
Like,
There ain't enough money, and I no, no, no,
hang on. Remember this? Hang on.
no. There's not enough money for anybody.
Hey, you remember what you tell them about this?
Oh yeah, I've got those. They're up in that shelf right behind here.
So this is from Omaha Beach in Normandy, France.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there, well, this year and last year.
The chats aren't coming
I
through.
got sand, from the beach from D-Day.
I
And
think our chats have stopped. I don't see any chats.
so last year I got some from Omaha. So this year I went to all of them, Gold, Juneau, Utah, Sword. So I got sand from all the beaches now. And Mr. B's got sand from all the beaches now. So I had little jars made from all the beaches and gave that to him last time he was here.
There, I'm back. I think our chat has stopped. I don't see any new chats. Anyway, I don't see any new chats, and I don't want to miss anybody. But I think that we have probably done good.
Yeah.
I know you're an hour ahead. I don't want you to stay up too late. Got a big day tomorrow. You got to work.
Yeah, I got to go in the office tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's a matter of national security. No, it's not.
no, it's not.
One, I wouldn't know if it was, and two, I wouldn't say it if it was. But it's not. I was just making that up. He just has to go to work tomorrow. Oh, there's Viking Steve. All right. I really expected a comment over the donkey semen, but nobody. That's why I thought our chat was closed. Anyway,
James Cook's killing it.
they wanted to go off the rails, and here we are. All right. So I want to thank Jason, my guest. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you helping me out, meddling through this.
Pleasure. Thank you, Anna Blakely, for the sponsor.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to the wonderful author of Flirting with Danger and 35 other beautiful books, Anna Blakely.
By far the best author I've ever met.
AnnaBlakely.com for the sponsorship. I want to do this again. Like I said, I've said on Talk Tuesday, I've got several people I've talked to, a couple of author husbands and author. There's probably a couple authors. I want to do this again. But I will let everybody know when we're going to do it. I don't know for sure time period. But one last question for you, Jason. Top or bottom?
That's a good question. Why do I got to pick? It depends on the mood, right?
Top or bottom? First one you think, top or bottom?
I'm going to go bottom.
I'm a bottom too. I used to be top, but now as I get older, I get scared of getting up there because sometimes they're wobbly. You know, we were in a hunting trip a couple years ago, and I had to take the top bunk. And when I got up there, it was really rickety. And plus, I got to pee in the middle of the night. So anyway, good to know.
Definitely bottom.
All right. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for supporting and watching. And as always, thanks for supporting my beautiful Anna. I have an outro, so if you please just take a peek. And I'll see you when we come back. Well, not come back, but I'll see you later. All right. Anyway, good night, y'all. Love you.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for
What did you think?
You're muted. Oh, there you are.
No, I'm not. I'm on.
What did you
What
say?
do you think of that?
You're
We're
still
live. We're live. Yeah. Watch what you say.
I'll keep it PG-13 then. Sorry. That was good. I like the ending there. That's pretty good.
Viking Steve's a bottom too. He's short though.
Yeah, it depends on how the movement's going on top. So you got something with good movement.
Yeah.
Bottoms.
Oh. All right, man. For reals. I'm out of here. Good night,
all right,
brother.
guys.
Thanks for helping.
Good night.
Night.
Off the rails out.